Over the past few weeks in April, Nintendo has been releasing small updates for their summer lineup. As of the creation of this video, we've gotten a story trailer for Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, with a release date, a story and gameplay trailer for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, with a release date, and a Turf War gameplay trailer for Splatoon 3, with a release date. Before now, the lineup for Nintendo's summer was strong, there's no doubt about that. But now that we know when each of these games is launching, we can actually mark our calendars to find that there's absolutely no fucking time for half of these games. It's like they want us to forget about Sleep for some reason. Considering how hyped I am for every one of these games, I thought it would be a good idea to go over Nintendo's summer lineup, including both first and third-party content, just to put it into perspective how fucked our wallets are. Let's begin. Unless I'm able to break the laws of physics and the universe and finish making this video in negative time, the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition, Bug Snacks, and Switch Sports just came out. Enjoy them. You have the entire month of May to do so before your soul is stolen and offered to the development of the Mario movie. The only notable games launching this month on Switch are another Eiyuden Chronicle and Cow the Kangaroo being summoned back to the world of the living for the benefit of the 15 people that remember it. Basically, clear the queue. This is the weather radio alerting you of the severe storm on the horizon. The only notable difference is that instead of a vortex threatening to suck your house into the sky, the threat is a tsunami of happiness and financial ruin. It begins on June 10th. Despite being the first game on the docket, it has not benefited from another trailer since its initial reveal back at the Direct in February. I expect that to change soon. Nintendo's been giving us unprecedented amounts of info for their first-party content over the month of April, so who the hell knows what they're going to do come June when they're expected to give an info dump. What I can guess is that Mario Strikers will be receiving a trailer of some sort before then, simply because every other game from Nintendo has had their turn already. Until then, there's not much else I can say that I haven't already said. Some new characters and modes will probably be included, and hopefully we'll get to see a few matches played in full before the release date. Bring on the football.
Hold it!
In the midst of editing, Nintendo decided to ship me a large box first class of Go Fuck Yourself and released that info dump I mentioned. Unfortunately, the info provided is tantamount to Waluigi's Smash chances. That is, nothing, other than a reaffirmation that the 10 characters shown initially are what we're getting at launch. Some may be optimistic and point to past Strikers games, which included unlockable characters such as Diddy Kong and Petey Piranha. To that I say this. Unlockable characters in a Mario sports game in 2022? It's more likely for Bobby Kotick to be arrested than it is for a multiplayer game to be released with all of its content nowadays. Just acknowledge that Daisy and Pauline will be released as DLC in 6 months and accept your fate now. The Nintendo Empire is not here to please you. Now that you've had a couple weeks of fun with Mario Strikers and the probable summer Nintendo Direct, you get to pick your way through the belated Warriors' take on the most successful Fire Emblem game ever. The Fire Emblem fandom cries out in pain as Lysithea doesn't one-shot everything in the game anymore, and they break their wrists trying to write new fanfiction as fast as possible. Meanwhile, the Muso fans scratch their heads in confusion as a series that generally has simple plots gets a seasoning of Fire Emblem lore and subtext. The first time was just a simple crossover, but this? This time, you can't hide. I will simply enjoy the chaos as I continually headbang my way into a neck brace and a free excuse to stay inside for the next month. The remixed music deserves it. What's that bell for? How did I forget about this? My favorite work by Uchikoshi getting a sequel, and it releases the exact same day as a spin-off for a premier Nintendo franchise? Wait, why do I have a weird case of deja vu? Oh yeah, because the first I game released 3 days before Link's Awakening did in 2019. What a cruel twist of fate. Oh well, shut up and take my fucking money. All of it! There's an Aiba figure in the special edition, and I will not allow it to slip through my grasp. And I'll be awfully let's playing this shit too, so if you want to watch another person taking on Uchikoshi's wild ride, I'll be here to provide you with that service. May he have mercy on our souls and hopefully not kill our favorite characters too many times. Mizuki better survive, goddammit!
Hold it!
And once again during the process of editing, we get another punch to the dick. This time in the form of a 2-week delay in Europe due to production and shipping issues. Better get those foreign eShop accounts ready, boys, because there's a lot that can be spoiled in 2 weeks. Now's your chance. And I hoped you enjoyed that 100-hour experience over the last 6 days, because now you get 2 highly anticipated expansions on June 30th. How thoughtful of them. First up, Monster Hunter Rise's Sunbreak DLC. You get to travel to the magical land of El Gato to engage new monsters with new combat mechanics, a harder difficulty level, and of course a new story. Don't mistake this as some small add-on. Oh no, you're not getting off that easily. This hefty edition will set you back a cool $39.99 and a whopping 13 gigabytes that are mandatory for download in order to play it. To put that into perspective, that's the estimated size of Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2 on the Switch. You will be playing this for months to come, but there's no time for that now. You've got a long-awaited Cuphead DLC to sip on as well. Yes, Delicious Last Course, or DLC for short, releases on the exact same day as Sunbreak. The only solace in the last few pennies you have being sucked away is that at least completing the thing won't take you that long. Now, get back to finishing Sunbreak in 3 hopes, because you only have 8 days until... Congratulations, Bandai Namco, you've successfully resurrected one of your dormant IPs in the most respectable way possible. Redone textures, 2-player mode, a stopwatch mode, and an adjustable difficulty level. It's even got a physical edition coming in Japan and Europe. You should be proud of this. Klonoa is long overdue for this treatment. The only problem is its release window. You got lucky that nothing releases the week of July 8th, but don't celebrate just yet. There are still some big names in Bayonetta and Mario and Rabbids with to-be-confirmed release dates that will be clarified before this game launches. However, I'm not worried about those two. I'm worried about the sleeping giant nobody's talking about. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC. There are 2 more packs coming sometime this year, and if you do the simple calculations, you discern that Klonoa is directly in the July warpath for the Mario Kart Vikings. You must pray that your impetuous choice does not interfere with the mighty Nintendo Empire, or they will ravage your villages, sparing no thought for your attempts at a revival. You can cry as Klonoa burns to the ground back into obscurity and they salt the earth so that nothing grows again. Maybe you can go drown your sorrows at one of the 49 Wahoo's fish taco locations. Now that you've successfully cleaned out the tissue aisle at your local supermarket over the last fortnight, it's time for another bout of necromancy. Cult classic Live Alive is being summoned from the land of the dead to simply add to the misery of your destroyed sleep schedule. There's no use trying to reason with me on this one because I am a practitioner of the dark arts as well. There's no doubt the ritual was a success. An iconic Super Nintendo Squaresoft RPG with 8 unique stories and a phenomenal soundtrack. I can smell the coffee you're brewing at 3 AM to keep you awake already. What's that? Oh, the original game only took about 20 hours to complete? Well, I guess you have no excuse then, huh? You've got 1 week. Play Live Alive. God help us all. The weatherman was wrong. He forecasted this would come in September, not the end of July. What changed?
Are you freaking kidding me?
Those Nintendo bastards fooled us all! The sirens weren't warning us about the tsunami of content, they were warning us about what caused it. We're all doomed. There's no time left. The only thing we can do is resign ourselves to playing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for the remainder of the year. What a cruel and horrible fate we have in store. And there's nothing scheduled for August either, so we have all the time in the world. Whatever shall we do? Hey, what are you doing? This is a serious moment. Don't grab a pizza and a soda and get comfy. We're not done yet, after all. Yes, September 9th still counts as summer. At the current final stop on this long journey is Splatoon 3, a game that is so monumentally important to the Japanese gaming market that it's receiving more applause on social media than any other game at the moment. And this isn't anything new. Splatoon 2 sold a whopping 4 million copies in Japan alone, which is more than both Mario Odyssey and Breath of the Wild. It's safe to say Splatoon is one of Nintendo's top 5 franchises over there. I hope you have your fun throughout September playing through countless multiplayer matches, the story mode, Salmon Run, and whatever ridiculous concoction the Squid Research Lab is providing us with this time. Unfortunately, there's not too much left to go off of from here. We're not sure if the constant rollout of content will continue for Splatoon 3, and we're also in the dark for Nintendo's lineup for the rest of the year. Bayonetta 3, Mario & Rabbids, and Advance Wars are the only other large games we know of coming this year from Nintendo. Of those, I'd only expect Nintendo to place Advance Wars during summer sometime. Say August when there's nothing else coming. But other than that, it feels like the summer of crunch may finally end here. It was a hell of a journey, compounded by countless sleepless nights, dark rituals, and stormy seas. But I think we're finally on the cusp of having some free time again. Who the fuck am I kidding? I'm a Let's Player. I'm not gonna have free time until next year.